All right, let's do this thing. What's up, everyone? My name's AJ Wrights Crypto. Thanks for joining me here on this Monday, October 7th, 17 p.m. Got a later start today. Have a lot of things going on in the background. We are going to the Permissionless Conference in Salt Lake City coming up here on Wednesday. So I'm not sure. I think Monday and Tuesday are the big live stream days. I will try to do a live stream in Salt Lake City, but I can't make any promises. Really looking forward to the Karate Combat fight on Friday. That will be attending my first fight as, a media partner with Karate Combat. So I'm really looking forward to that experience as well. Made a really, really large purchase, and I've been kind of poking at my phone, waiting on the details to come through. Hopefully we can go pick that up today, and it will be a pretty cool, it'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'll say that much. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Crypto Carter, Corey Rosas, Jack Frozard, James McGowan, Mike Lowry, SWFL, Mr. Mojo, Brandon. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Make sure you smash the like button early in the show to try to help us get into the algorithm a little bit. I know this is a different time for me to go live, but I got a lot of things going on, and trying to balance the live streams with the content and the course I'm writing in the back. For those of you that don't know, I am writing a trading course. It'd be like a 12 module, probably like a 15-hour type trading course with Gareth Soloway in the Verified Investing Camp. Hoping to film that in December, so it's out for everybody to watch early next year. Super excited. It's a lot of work, but I think it's going to be worth it. And something like that from me has been coming for some time. It just kind of required like the right camp to do it, and I really don't think there's better trading courses out there than the ones that Gareth himself has personally done. So for him to take me under his wing, for me to go on his channel, for him to come on my channel eventually, I will be doing multiple 30-minute slots over at his Verified Investing channel and everything like that. So I'm really excited to work with Gareth and to learn what I can, and that's what you got to do. You got to learn from the people that have done it longer than you. Learn from the people that have really made it. I mean, you're not going to make any progress if you're the smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, you need better friends, and that's how I've always looked at. You got to climb the ladder, and you need to associate with people that are already at the top of the ladder, and that has always been a strategy. And I'm just beyond grateful for Gareth. And man, it's going to be a really good time. I'm looking forward to it. So we did do the members only stream on Friday. Very good stream. A handful of the trades that we talked about in that worked out like literally perfectly, especially the Phantom trade ended up kind of being one of those things where, all right, we have our line. We're looking for that alarm to go off to make a case on the Confluence checklist to go short. And then the target level, it literally came down and touched that target level and then bounced up from there. So we nailed that first trade down, and then you use the same alarm twice. You don't just use an alarm. Like when you have an alarm, you have it set. So every time that level gets crossed going up or down, you'll get that alarm, right? And then that same alarm was used for, about a 3% short, which was a calculated trade that we talked about on the members only live stream. And then that trade went on to do like 10% from that point. I'll get into the charts a little bit later, but I was really excited that how well that trade specifically worked out. It's not about those 35-40% trades. If you're only trying to get those really big trades, think of it like baseball, right? Like if you're looking for the guys that get on base every time, single, double, single, bunt, single, like you're not like the guys that hit home runs also strike out more than the guys that always get on base. And I think trading for me has always been about hitting base hits every time and adding them up rather than always trying to hit it out of the park. And that kind of takes discipline to learn that. But once you get there, that's been a big help for me at least. So, all right, going to keep the ball rolling here. I want to jump into the markets. Got a handful of stories and a bunch of charts I want to go over with you guys. And this week, I do want to give you a quick content overview. This week, we are going to be building a new portfolio. We were going to put out a Sui price prediction. I did an interview with Jacob. Some of you might know Jacob in the chat. For those of you who don't know, really good friend of mine. He's been a grogger for a long time. He works for a game called Ascent Rivals. So Michael is the guy running Ascent Rivals, and his brother David is the guy who runs Crypto Chips, the clothing line that sponsors this channel. So so it's super cool that, you know, but that he's like involved with that circle. And we did talk about, he talked about Ascent Rivals a little bit in the video, but the video was kind of more about the pulse on Web3 gaming as a whole and where Web3 gaming is. And is like, I feel like in 21, it was kind of all hope, all promise, like it's going to be this thing. And the prices got to where they got on a promise, where now it's more like, okay, what do you actually got? How fun is this game? Like, do people really care? And I really think that is, the people are done with the promises. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, is Web3 gaming, the metaverse conversation, going to be as big of a strategic narrative as it was last cycle? That's the question. I think there's a good argument for both sides of that fence, but it is going to be the projects that, right, the cream always rises to the top. And right now, that's what if you're still trying to target Web3 gaming, you're looking for the cream. So cool. So gonna quick little overview of the market. Let me get a fresh refresh here. Make sure we're on board. All right. Bitcoin just under 64,000, did come up to 64,000 today. Ethereum just under 2,500. BNB 576. Solana just under 150. Feels cheap. XRP took a pretty big dump on down a little bit. I think to pretty aggressive sell off on XRP, to be honest with you. We can investigate that a little bit later. Dogecoin still feeling pretty cheap at 11 cents. You know, things are kind of, the big coin we really want to talk about is Sui. Sui already at 213, up 21% in 7 days, 19.6% of that in the past 24 hours. This has been a massive coin that we have been targeting in the Telegram group. This has been a coin we've been talking about on this channel for months now. And I said this to you guys last week with Sui, particularly Sui, like if a coin, you wanted to buy a coin at 70 cents, right? And you didn't pull the trigger. And then that coin goes to $1.30 without you. And you're bummed, right? Because you didn't buy it at 70 cents. And keep in mind, this coin is kind of separating itself from the pack. All right. Really, Sui and Tau, BitTensor, are the two that have done this, in my opinion, recently. What happens a lot of the time is when you miss that buying at 70 cents and it goes to $1.40, you still need to make a case. Should I buy this? Because what happens is the coins that really rip, once it's at $1.30, $1.40, like the people buying that coin, at least the whales and everyone, they know that you missed out, and they know that you're not going to buy it because you feel that you missed out. So although you don't want to buy into like a pump, a face melting pump, like buying it at $2, now it's kind of different now, but you could have said the same thing when Solana went from 30 to 60, or, you know, from 50 to 80. You still would have been correct to buy Solana at 80 or to buy Solana at 60. You get my point? So you got to differentiate that, man. And we did talk about that. Literally the last live stream we did, I said, guys, don't turn your back on Sui because you missed the first pump. This thing's going to keep going big time. I mean, Sui got a lot going on. I do want to take a quick look at gainers, losers. And of course, Sui taking it away. Now 21 by market cap, certainly in the top 20 once you eliminate stable coins. Dogwif, BitTensor, Notcoin, Brett, all coins we target in the Telegram group. Been doing very well with the charts over there. Even Phantom and the graph waking back up as well. The graph's still under 18 cents. I still feel like that's a pretty solid buy. And the loser section, really not much of note in the loser section at all. But kind of looking into Sui, and I will get in this more in the price prediction video, the tokenomics really only, 27.6% of the circulating supplies into the max supply. It still has a long way to go with its tokenomics, and I do feel that Sui is going to be Sui next cycle is going to be reminiscent of the graph this cycle. And what do I mean by that? That, a lot of the coins are going to come in circulation in the next 4 years, right? And Sui is going to put in an all-time high this run that it will probably never get to again because how much the supply has grown. And I feel like that is the case for a lot of coins. I feel like a lot of coins, they will struggle getting back to their 21 highs, especially if their supply doubled or tripled or 4x'd. And you really got to look into the story of the graph is a really good story. I talk about in the price prediction. I even talked about a little bit last week, and I feel next cycle, the Sui will look like the graph this cycle. And the graph will do great this cycle, but it won't put up the numbers it did before, considering how much the supply has grown. And the supply growing really got in the graph's way during 21. That was a really gnarly vesting schedule. You gotta be aware of the tokenomics of the coins you're buying, man. So and Sui got a lot going on. I don't want to empty my clip here too much, but I do want to, kind of talk about this OX1 gaming, like kind of PSP looking thing that's selling for $600. I got one ordered. Basically, it's connected to Steam. I know a lot of you gamers out there know what Steam is. I have a Steam account. I buy my gaming computer at home. I have games on Steam. And hey, it's going to be really connected right to this thing right here. Imagine playing MX Bikes on that right there. Sui is really looking good right now. I've been looking into the Sui pad where you can, this is kind of a sort of launch pad for Sui projects, stuff like that. And really this kind of goes into talking Sui meme coins. And Sui meme coins have been the talk of the town. I know Hippo, there's a lot going on with that one breaking into the top 400. Blub, Fud the Pug. Fud the Pug was the original Sui meme. That's what I've heard. And then there's what's your favorite Sui meme? The names of these: Hippo, Blub, Fud, Plop, Oxel, Liquid. I can't. But there. Look at the past 24 hours. Look, 25, 9, 71, 59, 55, 59, 57, 90%. 100%, 100%, 200%, 50%. Like this is Sui memes waking up big time. I am personally not the biggest meme coin guy. I like meme coins, but I like targeting meme coins that are in the top 100 that have liquidity on exchanges. Like even if you go to PHEMEX here, right? Let me get a fresh refresh here on PHEMEX just so it's everything's up to date. But think about, the market cap of coins, right? Like, if like the coins are to a point are aligned market cap to how much volume they have, because, Bitcoin and Ethereum are generally always the projects that have the volume. And that's certainly the deal here with PHEMEX. Okay. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, the, three of the largest coins, XRP, and they have the most volume, right? But then there's a disconnect with the projects that have volume to where they are in market cap after the top 5 or 6. Sui and Popcat of all coins are the next 2 in line after XRP and BNB. It does not go in order of market cap once it gets to here. Sui, Popcat, Doge, Pepe, WIF, Tau. Those are the next ones. And guys, we have been trading Sui and Popcat, and even Pepe and WIF in the Telegram group like psychopaths. And why is that? That is because those are the coins with the most volume. You need that liquidity, because if you're doing large positions, you want to be able to get in and get out really quick. And there needs to be money in there for you to get money out, right? You can get caught up with an order book when you're trading too large on coins that on coins that don't have that liquidity. And I do need to update my graphics, but if you want to join my Telegram group, send me an email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. I made this graphic like two weeks ago, but that was a really good week, and I feel like the rest of October here is probably going to be a handful of really good weeks as well. So big shout out to all the groggers trading in the group. We've been doing really well. I'm really proud, like I said, of the phantom trade that I called on the members only stream Friday. Literally hit the alarm and went right to the target, like chef's kiss. Very, very excited about that stuff. We got about 105 people in the house on YouTube and 182 over on Twitter. Hey guys, thanks a lot for being here. I really appreciate it. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, comment down below, ask questions, all the things, get involved. I appreciate each and every one of you. So got a handful of stories to run through here. and then going to hit the charts because I got some charts for you guys today. But finance experts predict Bitcoin price for Halloween 2024. And I don't really give too much stock to these stories, but I do really like to see, like, okay, a website like Finbold, right? A pretty well respected name, at least in my opinion, that says, all right, these finance experts. Well, who are these finance experts, and what are their price predictions for Halloween, which is 3 weeks from now? All right. It is really funny how they do this. So Ben Sporn, not really sure who that is, but he's saying 65,000 to 70,000, and I think that's out of all of them. That's kind of a more fair thing to say, kind of giving yourself a tighter range of 65 to 70,000. But then there's people that that say 60,000 and 70,000. Yeah, well, no shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be, Doge is going to be between 5 cents and 15 cents by next week. Like, when people really give really large ranges, it makes me think that, okay, you're just saying things now. You're just saying numbers. So this guy, Michael Matthew, my homeboy with 2 first names, setting his $72,000 price target. And I respect that, saying, okay, 72K, like not giving a range at all and just saying a price. I give more respect to that. If it's either going to be this or a tight range, is what I'm really looking for, because people want to be confident. But when this guy here, Stefan, says that it'll be between 65 and 85,000, like, tell us you don't know without telling us you don't know. You know what I mean? And so always kind of be aware of kind of stories like this. Even this guy saying it'll trade somewhere between 35 and 55. Okay, Adam Garcia, bear. I don't know about that, but when you see these really large ranges, just be aware of that. Don't give too much stock to this stuff, and certainly make an educated guess for yourself. And of course, later in the show, we will take a long look at Bitcoin on the chart, and I will tell you what I think Bitcoin's going to be at approximately on October 31st, and then we'll see where we're at. So Corey Rosas in the chat, do you think Sui can do a 15x, a market cap of 94 billion? Well, Corey, you're going to have to stick around and watch my Sui price prediction coming at you this week. Certainly don't sleep on that video. So all right, going to jump into this XRP story here. XRP takes a 16% hit in the SEC lawsuit drama, but analysis see hope. And guys, this is when I first saw the story start to come out about the XRP situation, obviously it was really good to see Judge Annalisa Torres and the stand she took, basically saying that XRP sold on exchanges is not securities, not saying it's a commodity, but saying it's not a security. That's good. But then I started to see articles say, well, basically we're going to have to see if the SEC appeals this thing, and they're going to have to set their appeal by this date. And when I saw that, I said, okay, that's happening. That's happening for sure. They will certainly appeal it. Gary is a sore loser. He doesn't know how to take an L. He's totally fine with wasting taxpayer dollars on a headless goose chase here, basically. And man, like, it's just so frustrating because there are some people out there that, like, for whatever reason, they I don't like a mic stand, Charlie. I like holding the microphone like this. This is by choice. We're certainly not in a bear market considering the purchase I made that I'm picking up today. So chill with your mic stand observation there, brother. Yeah, Jada wants me to get the arm, but the thing is that I like holding something. If this thing was just hovering here, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. All right, I like holding. It makes me feel safe. I feel safer. It makes me feel safe. Okay. All right. So so XRP, right? God damn it, Charlie. Yeah. All right. So the second I knew that there was a possibility of appeal, I knew that Gary was just going to relentlessly be like, "Yep, let's appeal it. Let's do it." And then I thought to myself, well, once again, because there are people out there that are so dedicated to XRP that hold 30% of their portfolios in the XRP. And the thing I don't like about XRP, as long as it's in this court case, as long as the appeals keep coming, as long as this is happening, there will always be an asterisk next to its name. And the asterisk next to its name is what the worst case scenario could be in the event SEC wins an appeal. All right. So while you've been holding XRP, while you've been, taking these 16% hits like this, all right, that's kind of, I got the daily chart pulled up here. Look at 2024 for XRP, and not even look at the past. Look at this year. Okay. Ultimately, if we go from January 1st, where's January 1st? Right here. And kind of, even if you go to right here, right, and just draw this line straight across, this is kind of the middle of the XRP range, where when it's below this level, it can drop 30%. And when it's above this level, it's gone up 30% or really 15% using that as an outlier. So if you kind of eliminate the outliers and just kind of use this box right here, all right, it's basically, if you eliminate the big swing up and the bigger swings down and just kind of use the majority of the box where XRP has spent 90% of its time this year, it's been trading sideways inside of a 34% range. And unless you're some guy that can just time it on these small moves, trading within a range like that is not easy. It's not easy. I am always waiting for the break of the range so I can react to, okay, it's normally doing this thing. It's been in this range for X amount of days. Once it breaks that range, that's something significant that hasn't happened in a while. That's what I'm looking for. But when it's like trading, like look at this chart. Meanwhile, while you've been holding XRP, Sui pumped. What was the number? What was the number? I'm not going to show that chart. Hold on, that's my price prediction chart. You don't get that one yet. You don't get that one yet. Let me pull a brand new Sui chart over here. While you've been holding XRP, this damn Sui has just been moving. And I'm talking from local bottom August 5th to right now, 372% in 64 days, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We called this move from this break, right? Where's the line? Right. I know we called that one, and I'll actually go check my notes, but I'm pretty sure we called that one as well, because ultimately Sui did kind of form an inverse head and shoulders, and it went way past the measured move, which would have been around here. So, I mean, this Sui chart is just ridiculous. And obviously, yes, there will come a point where Sui kind of tops off here. Hopefully what I'm hoping for Sui is that it gets above and stays above this 2024 high, kind of 220, kind of get above 220 and stay above 220. That would be a big sign of strength for the Sui fam. All right. Because the past, it kind of came up and gave all those gains back. Literally, like it put in a slightly higher low, which is strong, that slightly higher low, or you could even draw it like this and eliminate that little dip off there. And then, that's a sign of strength for sure. But a real sign of strength for Sui would be to not retest from here and like say if it retests like one of these levels, because what you have to look at with Sui here, if you kind of get rid of all the chart graffiti, right, and you kind of just pull a Fibonacci from its swing low back in October 23 into this local top, or even kind of place it right on that local top. I mean, this thing is extremely strong. And what's difficult about a coin like Sui is that once it gets here, why is this not working? Once it gets right here, it's really hard to predict anything because there's no previous support resistance to go off of. Being in discovery is much harder to monitor than a coin that, say, here's the levels from 2021, and now it's coming up and catching those levels. This situation is a lot easier to monitor than a coin that's just in rip it discovery. All right. And because of like normally a normal situation would be for Sui to come down here, test the 236 or even the 382, something like that, and continue. But if Sui can get above 220 and then bounce off of it and go, that would be a real sign of strength, because I don't want to give too much of my price prediction video away, but I do feel that people, all I'm going to say is that the people that think Sui is going to $50, I think you got to relax just a little bit. There are levels to this stuff, man. And oh my God, AJ promoting his shill coins. Oh yeah, it's okay. I started talking about Sui when it was like 65 cents, and it's $2.12 now. I'm pretty sure people, man. People. You know what? I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray for him. Well, first of all, his parents named him Ernest. Second of all, that's probably the same person that trolls the account all the time. And third of all, I'm gonna pray for you, bro. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm not in your chat doing that. I'll tell you that much. I'm too busy buying things. But I do appreciate all the love, all the love. You guys rock. So here's the thing with, yeah, Sui looking real good. And guys, just be careful, be advised. If you like XRP, if you follow the story, if you're in the Ripple army, I'm not saying abandon hope. I'm not saying, to give up, but I am saying that you do want to be aware of the environment, and hopefully XRP does have its day in the sun. But if you were stuck in this while the Sui chart was going on, while this was going on, my bad, not my bad, but like, that's unfortunate. And you got to be ready to pivot, guys. Crypto is about making quick moves, and it's about, reacting to the market. And speaking of reacting to the market, really enlightened to see this story today. Donald Trump strengthens his lead over Kamala Harris in the prediction markets. And I don't give that much stock to the prediction markets, but I did see a hot take from Elon Musk on Twitter saying, I think the prediction markets are the most accurate indicator of what's going on, considering that people actually have money on the line. And that's a fair point. But then but my bit with the prediction markets is, okay, but what's the sample size, and what would like the behavioral the tendencies be of the type of people that would bet on something like this? It's not like those are like normal people, you know what I'm saying? And I know that you have to, if you're going off of Polymarket, you have to use a VPN to use Polymarket. So the sample size is skewed. I will say that much. But it is good to see Donald Trump take the lead in the prediction markets. I'm really hoping that is a sign of strength. I know that there are a lot of people really pissed off about Kamala and her reaction to the hurricane in North Carolina. Basically, she's on Twitter kind of talking about how much money she gave Lebanon and all this relief, but then the people in North Carolina get $750, where the immigrants that illegally come in get thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on credit cards and stay in nice hotels. And it's kind of like, oh, your priorities in line. And it's really important to differentiate that. It's like, you're going to make all these changes, then why didn't you make them the past 3.5 years? This has basically been your administration. You're underneath a guy that is asleep on a beach in Rehoboth, Delaware. So man, I hope Trump is 2 for 2 on knocking out the bad female politicians. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for a female president eventually one day. Thank God it wasn't Hillary, and I'm really hoping it's not Kamala. And this, I'm not saying this that like Trump's my boy. I think he's made a lot of bad decisions, but I certainly think that he's the worst. He's the lesser of the two evils. And honestly, guys, the political stage is an illusion. The political stage is the entertainment branch of the military industrial complex. At the end of the day, if you're losing friends or family members or loved ones over your political differences, that's low matrix shit. That's live in a higher matrix. Be better than the blabbering of people with half-form ideas, a lot of people are misled because they make fully formed opinions with half of the information. And you really got to judge any opinion you hear, because you kind of got to be like, okay, is this someone that's actually like done their homework, that reads about this stuff, that actually studies up or about this stuff, or is this person that watches MSNBC with their mom? You get my point. Not going to beat it up, but the election is it's getting close. It's getting close. And and guys, as crypto holders, we certainly would like to see a Trump victory. And I am not saying that to pump my bags. I don't need my bags pumped. I'm set, fam. I'm good with or without this bull market. But obviously the bull market would, magnify things and make things better, of course. But for me, it's more about the adoption of crypto, seeing the lifespan of this space, more of the same, more of Gary Gensler and the so-called reset, and then more Wells notices and appeals of the XRP. That's what's going to keep happening. More of the same in the event Kamala wins and Trump takes over. Gary's out day one. We're going to have a completely different conversation about crypto moving forward. And I want to see this space in 20 years still trajecting up and to the right. I don't want to see the crypto space hit a ceiling with regulatory bullshit. All right. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. AJ, if you know anyone who came into this country over the past 10 years the correct way, you should interview them or have a chat with them, because they are even frustrated and pissed off. I bet they are. It's not easy to I have a friend that traveled to a country, and he really wanted he met a girl there, and he wanted the girl to come with him, and he couldn't make it happen. You know what I mean? It's a bummer, man. It's a bummer the way a lot of this is going on, and I really feel bad for the people who bought these expensive homes in Texas and and countries and states like that, where people are just coming through the border and just raiding through their towns. Yeah, and I certainly feel for all the families that did it the right way, but I don't want to beat this up too much. You guys know where I stand, and it's easy to roll your eyes and say, oh, they're talking about the election again. But guys, this election is going to paint the picture on what the next 4 years in crypto looks like. So if you're not paying attention to this stuff, you're not looking at the big picture. And looking at the big picture is a baseline requirement for anyone investing their hard-earned money into risk assets. So I want people to stop looking at crypto like the lottery and start looking at crypto like crypto. The lottery is for dreamers. The lottery is for people that know they're going to lose, that they know the house is going to win, but they still buy that lottery ticket because they're dreaming. And they say, oh, if I made $1 million, I would do blank, 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 blank. And they say all these things. Well, guess what? I've made $1 million. And it's way different when it actually happens. Way different when it actually happens. So stop dreaming and start implementing things along the way, adding tools to your tool belt, so to speak, to actually help you navigate the road of financial freedom. It's not as simple as getting the keys to a car and driving away. It's a decision. You're making decisions every day, because once you have the money in your pocket to buy whatever you want, that's where things really come into play. And that's actually why you'll find a lot of people that not going to say his name. My dad has a really close friend, and the guy's a billionaire with a B, and he will not buy a Starbucks coffee because they're too expensive. The guy's a billionaire, but no, I'm not paying $5 for a coffee. And that's the type of decision making that keeps billionaires, because what happens is when someone that's never had even $30,000 at once in their life, if that person walks into a wall and becomes a millionaire, they're going to blow it. And that's always what happens. So, and I always like to talk about this stuff on the channel, because I know a lot of you watching this show right now, you got over 120 people on YouTube and 220 people on Twitter. A lot of you guys watching the show are going to become millionaires the next year. If you're watching the show, there's a large chance that you could become a millionaire in this next year. And for a lot of you, it will be the first time you've made $1 million. And it is way different when it actually happens, opposed to what your dreams are. And the lottery and crypto are not the same. Crypto is not gambling. Gambling is not crypto. Like, these are two different things, and it's all decisioned. It's all based off your decisions. And you still need to, as you become a millionaire, once you become a millionaire, you need to make decisions as if you're still struggling to pay your rent. You know, I still live fairly frugal. I think a lot of you are going to laugh in my face when you see my Twitter post today or tomorrow, but I still live fairly frugal for the most part, except for food. I spend a shitload of money on food. Jada, we like to eat. Okay. Oh, Jada cooks. Yeah, we cook. Yeah, we totally cook. And, but guys, it's going to, Jada made really good chicken curry. Thank you. So, I just want you to be ready for that stuff, man. I just want you to be ready for that stuff, because it's, I know people who made $1 million last cycle, who played it really wrong, and now don't know how they're going to build the portfolio again. And that's all decision-based issues. And I don't want to see that to happen to any of you guys. And I do kind of want to talk about eventually, you become a millionaire, then what, right? Then what? Are you going to stable coin up and exist inside of crypto? Are you going to offload it all and take a big capital gains dent? And of course, I mean, like, on a non-KYC exchange. There is actually really interesting. What was the website called? I was actually looking into that. Yeah, Mike, exactly. Mike has 2 families, won the lottery, and we're broken within 5 years. So this is actually really interesting stuff right here. So say you have a large crypto portfolio on a non-KYC exchange, and then you become a millionaire and you tether up. All right, you tether up. So you basically have to ask yourself, okay, I'm either going to realize this money, like with my bank, and pay an exorbitant amount of taxes, or you could exist within the crypto ecosystem. And this is very, very common. Not everyone, has every exchange they're on KYC'd. Everybody has like 10 other accounts that are not attached to their names. I'm just being real with you. All right. And this is actually a really useful tool. bitrefill.com. This is not a paid ad. This is just research. All right. And basically, you can get an Amazon gift card or an Apple gift card, a prepaid MasterCard, stuff like that. And then you send crypto up to $500 at a time. All right. And you can, you have to, you could register, or you could not register, up to $200 daily. And you could send your crypto to a prepaid MasterCard and buy your groceries, or buy your gas, or buy your whatever. And that way, you don't have to send your money off. You can take the hit if you want to. By all means, man. By all means, take the hit. Or you could exist in the crypto ecosystem, and that's ultimately what we're doing, right? If we want to become our own banks, you know what that means, right, guys? That means we need to become our own banks. We don't need the middlemen. We don't need the system. This is the most punk rock shit ever. So what I would say is that any effort you could make to exist in crypto, probably a good call. Because when people in the chat say moving money between coins is a taxable event, well, the thing with that is that if you are trading coins that on an account that isn't attached to a name, and you distance yourself from your money, and people can't sue what they can't see, you can't sue what you can't sue, you guys. All right. So just saying, learn how to not play by the normal rules. Don't play by the rules, guys. Do you think, when I bought a very large purchase last week, and the guy said, he basically about making LLCs in the case of, limited liability, and then if something was to happen, to just start up another one and like keep it going, and basically like to distance yourself from what you own to the best of your ability. I mean, there are a lot of ways to go about this. You could make an anonymous trust inside of a state like Wyoming. Wyoming's very popular for that. Pretty sure Nebraska has them too. I wrote a video with this for Ben like over a year ago. And so basically you get this anonymous trust. All right, it's kind of like the Fidelius charm in Harry Potter. You have a secret keeper. All right. And that person is your trustee, and they are your single sole trustee. And if you want to access your own money, you need to go through that person. Okay. And so you make this anonymous trust that's not attached to your name. So you separate yourself from your money. And then you get another anonymous trust and put that inside of a trust inside the Cayman Islands or something like that. And when you do that, you're creating a headache for yourself. But at the same time, someone targets you, tries to sue your pants off. The IRS comes knocking or whatever. It's not yours. You can't sue what you can't see. You can't take what's not there. All right. And you guys, this is what I remember. When I made that purchase last week, the guy said every time the government makes a new tax law, they also make a backdoor. Every new rule made comes with a backdoor. All right. So if you're playing by the rules, sitting in the front of the class, playing by the rules, and logging every time you switch from Bitcoin to Ethereum and paying taxes on every single transaction, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, for real, what are you doing? And I'm just being real with you guys. I feel like a lot of people won't say this to you. I will. Because do you think like when Jeff Bezos made all those billions of dollars on Amazon and paid $0 in taxes, when all these really rich people make all this money and pay nothing in capital gains? Why is that? Why is that? Because they know how to play the game. All right. So a lot of you, what I'm asking you to do is learn how to play the game. It's not like cheating. It's doing what everyone else is doing. And this is what my whole bit about Kamala Harris, imposing the taxing unrealized gains. The only thing that's going to do, and it's only for people with X amount of $1 million or whatever, right? Wink, wink. All that's going to do you think those people made that much money and are in that bracket because they play by rules like that? No, it's just going to incentivize them to open up another back door to get around that unrealized tax, which they will do 100%. These people will not pay. People with that kind of money are not going to pay their taxes on unrealized gains. Only the people that play by the rules will. And those people, all right. And then because the Harris administration will have projected, okay, if we tax this bracket of people for their unrealized gains, we are projected to make this much money. And then they will leverage that projection to pay out for things that on money they haven't even made yet. They're spending money they haven't even made yet, right? And then guess what? That year finishes up. Okay, how much did we make on the unrealized gains? And that number that they projected will be way lower than what they thought it was going to be, because all the smart, savvy traders found a backdoor like we always do. Then what happens? They lower the requirement for unrealized capital gains. So the fact that this has never been implemented before, ever, but now they're making it a thing, but only for these people. And then they won't get the money they projected, and then they'll lower it and lower it and lower it and lower it and lower it until eventually it is a standard practice. It's what we like to call a tiptoe totalitarianism. It's when things that are directly against your rights are introduced to you under the guise of national security, under the guise of it's okay, it's only for them. It's not for you until it is for you. And then it's a common practice. So yeah, and literally get out of my mind because I already have the story pulled up. This website's called bitrefill.com. Play the game, guys. Come on over, play the game. Because do you know who's playing the games? Countries like Dubai. The UAE drops crypto tax to boost growth. Imagine that. They're boosting growth by dropping taxes. These people are logical. These people use their brains when they think, unlike most Americans. So the UAE exempts crypto transactions from that VAT starting November 15th, aiming to attract more investments and solidify its position as a crypto hub. The UAE will exempt crypto transactions from value-added tax, which is VAT, aiming to boost the sector's growth. The new policy removes the 5% VAT, making UAE more attractive for cryptocurrency businesses and investors. There is already, a zero capital gains tax there. I literally just had a conversation with a very close friend of mine, not going to drop his name, who is moving to Puerto Rico, giving up his citizenship in the name of playing the game. Because you're going, guys, and this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Oh, no, Skittles. It's certainly totalitarianism. Don't make me go on this rant. Bro. A lot of people, and what I'm telling you, a lot of you guys watching this show are going to become millionaires. So then you're going to get to a point where you could either give Uncle Sam $400,000 or leave America and buy a mansion for $400,000. Not everyone's going to stay in America. Or the people that do stay in America will have some sort of anonymous trust. They will have some sort of separation from their money. They will use websites like bitrefill.com. Like I said, not a paid ad. I just really thought that was cool. There are plenty of sites that do this. And guys, you got to play the game, man. You got to play the game. What? Oh, yeah. Today is the last day to register to vote in Georgia, by the way. Just so if you live in the state of Georgia, do that thing. I am checking the chat here. Whoever said Houdini swap, I'm using Silent Swap now. Just a heads up. Silent Swap's much better. Yeah. And we actually talked about that. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, but it has completely different tax laws. 0% capital gains. In fact, Puerto Rico has a tax credit. So I forget the ratio, but it's something like, so you come to Puerto Rico and you open a business, right? And your payroll every month is $100,000 a month for payroll. They will give you, I forget the exact number, but they'll give you like $30,000 in credit back. So for the money you spend, a percentage of it you get back just for being there, because they're trying to boost the economy. So if you go to Puerto Rico, not only are you not getting hit with capital gains tax, you're also getting a tax credit for the money you spend. I forget the exact percentage, but that is certainly a thing, because my friend who literally is moving there right now has already started cashing in on it. Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, shout out to UAE, man. We've had some serious conversations. I don't ever want to leave America, man. I love it here, but like it's really messed up when you really think about it. And people are just so uninformed, man. And like, I mean, I can do everything I can to help people learn. That's literally like my goal in life. Like what I'm doing here is I am coming here every day to try to teach people what I know and how to teach people. If you're listening to this, this show here, with one headphone in at work, man, I did that for a long time. I was just working normally, no fun, just monotone, black and white. All right. And I said, you know what? Fuck this. And I put my entire devotion into this thing, and I made it. And it's not easy, guys. It's not easy. I'm telling you, but if you want it bad enough, you want to make it bad enough, you will. But the thing is, you need to be ready for these things that come at you once you make it. because it would be, for a lot of people, it would be a lot like winning the lottery in the terms of you don't know what to do. So you just piss everything against the wall without a plan. I mean, even the purchases I make are completely tax deductible. So it's all a part of the plan. All right here. And I really, guys, the point is you got to be the most informed you can. The only reason I do this show is to try to teach as many people as I can. Because if you're just another person going through life, just accepting what comes at you without pushing back, without asking questions, without, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, guys. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. I don't care if it's annoying. I don't care what it is. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Actually, yeah, there is. But you get my point. All right. And, I'm sick of everyone being uninformed. It drives me nuts. It drives me absolutely crazy. I think crypto is less what people think. It's less Lambos and stacks of $100 bills, and it's more about the lifestyle of the constant pursuit of education. Crypto is education. That they are the same thing to me, and that's how I made it. All right, going to talk about Ethereum really quick. Ethereum proposes 33% transaction increase with EIP 77812 to boot network efficiency. Pretty cool here. So basically, it's going from, Adam clarified that the adjustment would yield a similar effect as increasing the number of blobs from 6 to 8 or raising the gas limit 30 to 40 million. Oh, here it is. Ben Adams saying that he, the co-founder of Ilriad Games, introduced a proposal to lower Ethereum's slot time from 12 seconds to 8 seconds. So this is kind of all about, making Ethereum a bit faster. That would ensure network stability with a higher block rate. And this is certainly something Ethereum needs. The newer school coins are certainly kind of starting to separate themselves in terms of speed and everything. And this is all about Pectra, which is a combination of the Prog and Electra updates. The Pectra will implement over 30 Ethereum EIPs to improve network efficiency, validator operations, and expanding account abstraction. So this is all about, let's kind of read this quote right here. While Pectra is expected to be transformed for Ethereum's functionality, we view this upgrade as a more structural than an immediate price catalyst. They see the long-term impact of Pectra in boosting Ethereum's operational efficiency and adoption, but unlikely to trigger a short-term surge in Ethereum's price. So Ethereum certainly thinking long-term here, kind of slowly shaping things off over time, because the truth, guys, is this. The truth is this, and I'll hide my face so you see everything here. And I would like to see this chart with Hedera and Algorand listed as well. I feel like whoever made this graphic conveniently left them out. But they are still driving the point home here. Almost 300,000, 297,000 TPS on Sui compared to Aptos, Solana, Cosmos, everyone else, with Ethereum all the way down here. Ethereum making a 33% effort is good, but 33% of that isn't really great when you think about what Sui and Aptos, Solana, the other blockchains are doing. And I really, I would implore this guy, hey, how about adding Hedera and Algorand high TPS networks to this chart for the sake of accuracy, because they deserve to be there as well. Also, a lot of news coming out of the Sui camp, man. Sui runs Sycon, the future internet architecture. Basically, there's a lot happening technical side. For example, we already saw the introduction of Mystique mainnet. That's an upgrade to their consensus mechanism. Transactions are now almost instant. Or how about their ZK login feature? Well, what's on the horizon? The storage system, the newest integration with Scion. This improves the routing in today's internet. So basically, here's the tweet here. Sui has become the first layer 1 project to run Scion, now in the test net. This was tweeted a couple days ago. A stronger alternative to the routing and forwarding protocol in today's internet, improving Sui's security and resistance. I kind of want to look at this whole tweet, to be honest with you. It protects Sui validators against many attacks that are possible on the internet today, like rerouting DDoS attacks that have caused significant downtimes on other networks. It enables validators to maintain consensus during attacks, improving epoch rewards and benefits full nodes with better state sync, avoiding bottlenecking and retry delay. So yeah, this is pretty awesome. I think they're anticipating things that could happen. They're anticipating things that could happen, and they're already making things better. And man, I think keeping a close eye on this Scion thing. It is in testnet now, but it might make a difference as time goes on. It's so hard to sleep on Sui right now, guys. Even because like guys, the truth is like people like me, like at the end of the day, I'm a day trader. At the end of the day, I got into trading. I got into crypto because of trading. I've gone through crypto. I've made my money in crypto because of trading. I do things because of trading. So sometimes when it comes down to like the individual updates and consensus mechanisms of each project, some of those details kind of fall by the wayside. Like you're not going to ask a Redskins fan to name the backup defensive line for the Vikings. Like you just don't know. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like when you see things like this, you start to see these narratives, and I think Sui is the Solana of this run, and the real Solana run for Sui hasn't happened yet. I really do feel like that. Also, Jada just put, it went away. It went away. Oh, there it is. Crypto Wendy O did a tweet that says, rumor the Robinhood CLO to replace Gensler at the SEC. Remember when we thought it was bullish for Gensler to join the SEC? Yeah, because Gensler was talking bullish about Algorand, and then he bumped his head and forgot everything he knew about everything. And yeah, man, very interesting. Skittles McFly, if you're not growing and learning, you are losing. Exactly. This is not a static environment. You have to be quick on your feet. You have to be so quick on your feet. Well, I've been talking for 57 minutes. Haven't even really looked at a chart yet. Guys, before we get into the tea and everything, I just want to thank you all for being here. Seriously, appreciate you spending some of your Monday with me. I know we're a little bit later on the live stream today. Over 100 on YouTube, 255 on Twitter. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Very close to 15.5K here on YouTube. Slowly creeping up. Love to see it. I do have a handful of charts I wanted to talk about. Okay, so this alarm did go off on Popcat during the show. Damn, missed it. About 1%. I was right about it though. Now kind of watching Popcat is kind of coming down the hill here. I would certainly draw a big alarm at 135. Considering this was the floor after it came up, and if it loses that level, it would also be trading below the 200 EMA. That would be really significant for it to lose that level. I think it's likely to flop and group in here because now it's going to form an EMA sandwich because the price is between the 50 and 200 EMA, and see this large gap between the EMA. It is likely to do that for a minute, but I would be hawk-eyed on this 135 level on Popcat. And guys, I mean, just over the weekend, this was the alarm for the Telegram group that went off on Sunday, top to bottom, 17% in 21 hours. And even this first move, not even counting the wick, was 12% in 5 hours. And that alarm was given to the Telegram group, at least a week ago. So we've been doing extremely well, reacting to these levels and, going through trading the way I have taught my groggers how to trade. And I could not be more proud of them if I tried. Did want to talk about Bitcoin here. I know the name of today's show is Bitcoin's next move. I do want to talk about that. Huddle Frank says thoughts on Aero. Yeah, I can look at Aero here, but I am going to talk about Bitcoin first. So first of all, kind of looking at the daily, I know it's really messy, but guys, we just got to remember the environment we're in. Okay. So what do I mean by that? We're inside of this bull flag that we've been putting in since the 2024 high. All right. And for us to have that 5x, 10x conversation, Bitcoin has to break out of the bull flag, has to break past the bull flag and put in a new all-time high. And once Bitcoin gets to right here, we can have a conversation about what's going to happen next. But while we're in the bull flag, we're in the bull flag. All right. There is a ceiling to what we can really talk about with where it is right now. All right. Because it's just, it's ranging. All right. And although what was really significant, we did correctly call that Bitcoin would not break out of the bull flag on that impulse wave up. That emergency video I made was right here, giving you a heads up that this was about to happen. I did correctly call that on this channel. Pat myself on the back. That's why you guys watch the show, because I see shit like this coming. What we can say is that the good thing about that last move up, although we did roll over on day 23 as planned, was that Bitcoin has finally put in a higher high and higher low, kind of forming this kind of upward pennant triangle type pattern that looks like this. And the walls are closing in. All right. So although we are in the bull flag, let me kind of elongate this a little bit. All right. There will be a point in time where this thing is going to have to break out of one or the other. All right. I mean, hopefully it comes through right here, November 11th. That would be amazing. That would be best case scenario, because it would break both patterns at the same time. But we could lose this thing and then come down and test the bottom of the bull flag. We could come to the top of the bull flag, get rejected again, bounce off, and stay in the triangle. Another possible scenario. But what I kind of wanted to zoom in on here, kind of talking about Bitcoin's next move, is this blue line right here. And this blue line right here, this line, and this price is at 63,735. This was the moment it became October 1st. That line is the moment it became October 1st. Okay. The second I went into the 2-minute chart and zoomed in. All right. And October started its first 2 days dropping 6%. It spent since Thursday recovering those losses. It actually bottomed just under 60,000. It did regain a lot of that. It came further back up into the 64s, but interestingly enough, if we look at this trend line formed from Bitcoin's last high to touching this, and look at where it got rejected. So this new trend line right here, you need to put this on your chart, touching from the top from September 27th to the lower high on September 29th to this wick. Those are the main connections on this trend line. And now this trend line has been respected, touched 3 times. I'm going to make it green. All right. And this is another trend line worth setting an alarm on, because this trend line is inside of the triangle, and the triangle is inside the bull flag. So we have to keep tabs on all of these patterns and all of these moves. On the 2-hour chart, it does look good that Bitcoin did just have a bull cross on the EMA. Since the show started, there was, if we just go to Market Cipher here, there was a fresh green dot. Let me kind of back up here for a second. There was a fresh green dot on the 2-hour, and since then, a red dot. See, there's that green dot, and then the red dot came in. So we also, if you look at this certain oscillator, kind of got a head and shoulders here on the oscillator, and the RSI did change colors to red, and we are coming down in the VWAP at the moment. So I think that Bitcoin might be at kind of local top here for a couple days. I think that although the EMA cross looks good, it would make a lot of sense for Bitcoin to come back down and test this level, because Bitcoin kind of traded, see how Bitcoin kind of traded sideways right here. It kind of stayed in this 1% box for 2 days and 10 hours. This box right here is 2 days and 10 hours. Bitcoin ranged for 1%. 1% for 2.5 days. That's a sign saying that Bitcoin kind of got exhausted and it was chilling there, and it was just maintaining. Nothing happened for 2.5 days. And when you see things stall like that, that has to wake you up. You have to be very aware of that level. All right. And the way things are shaping up, although we have the bull cross, I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin maybe come back down to 62,000, or at the very least test this support resistance level. You see these touches back here. You pull this across this here. I'm going to make this line some shade of blue. All right. So we kind of had these multiple touches here, right? And then look, we kind of flirted with this again and flirted with it again. And this level does kind of align more with the EMAs itself. Let me change that one back to blue. So I'm kind of more in the school of, Bitcoin coming down to 62.6, maybe 62,000 in the next, day or so. We obviously want to be ready to react to the next level if it decides to wake up. It is kind of interesting, that little wick top kind of represented by some support resistance back here, back towards the end of August. That's certainly a level to react to. So I think that certainly you want to have an alarm on the bull flag, on the triangle, on this new green downtrend here. Because if we break this downtrend, we can certainly react in long to the break of that pattern, right? We want to react to the break of the local high, would be 64.4. Okay. We want to react if we come back down to this support resistance level at 62.6. And I think leaving the 62 alarm on as well could not hurt. So ultimately, what are we looking at here? We're looking at a 3% range for Bitcoin. So those levels I gave you are in a 3% range. And to be honest with you, I don't give about 3%. Bitcoin can do whatever it wants inside this 3% range. But if this alarm goes off, or this alarm goes off, or hell, the pattern alarm goes off, that gives us something to react to. But given the way things are looking, if I had to guess, I'm going to say 62,000 in the next couple of days. I hope I'm wrong. But ultimately, the point is to not guess. The point is to react. And I gave you the levels to react to. So that should be more important to you. I am not looking at the 1 minute Sui chart, bro. I know someone wanted Aero. Here, let me not give away my personal Aero chart here. Let me find a different one. I think the 6 hour is fine. 6 hour. Oh, that is my Aero chart. Why are they all the same? Oh, wait, that can't be. That's AEVO, not AERO. AERO, guys, come on now. Okay. Bang, bang, bang. All right, so here we are on AERO. This one has had a pretty big wake up, and honestly, I love to see it because this was one that I bought for my portfolio. I was building with Jada. We will have an update on those portfolios soon. But this thing did rip 161% in 21 days, and I am glad that the bit I splashed into this coin has mostly recovered in that portfolio. So I'm glad I wasn't like dead wrong about this pick. I just timed it wrong in that portfolio. And it's certainly, when you're trading, it certainly changes things to when you're just weekly DCAing. And weekly DCAing it's not an exact science. It's one of those things that you're going to be wrong some weeks, you're going to be right some weeks, you're going to be wrong some months, but eventually things will turn around. So ultimately, the big thing that yells at me with this chart is this level, because once we lost it, we could not get back above it. And we're talking $1.31 exactly. Rejected here, rejected here, rejected here. So this is this chart telling us, hey guys, we can't get above this level. This level is significant. This level means something. So I would certainly have, especially since it came up as hard as it did, a big alarm set at $1.31 exactly. I don't really know if we're going to go as far to try to, kind of call this a cup and handle. I don't really know if I'd want to make that call. The idea is there, but I don't really like the structure of the cup at all. Kind of a sloppy structure, in my opinion. And also, another thing we do want to pay attention to, oops, not mean to do that. Another thing we want to pay attention to here on the 6 hour is look at, kind of really zoom this over so you can see it better. All right, this is really common. It does have its own little, local inverse head and shoulders. All right, that's important thing number one. I would go ahead and call this line the neckline at $1.31, like we mentioned. It's not really much, but it's something. And maybe we could anticipate this as a target, $1.61, in the event it breaks that. And that is a 23% move to the upside. But honestly, that pattern is there, but what I'm looking at is actually bearish. If you look at the kind of the strength of the oscillators here. So right here, if you were to kind of draw this one across, no other oscillator got exactly to the top this one did. Even this one's a little bit smaller than that one. So ultimately, and even given the most recent oscillator, the trend line has been like that for the momentum oscillator here on Aero. All right. And we kind of got this, kind of lumping over, definitely big time bearish divergence right there as well. So and really what kind of gives that away for me is the curvature of the money flow here. And if we kind of look at, all right, so we started this curve and we kind of got to the tip of it in 12 days and 12 hours. So if we kind of go to the middle of this curve in 12 days and 12 hours, that would be 12 days, 12 hours, 10 days. So 2 days from now would kind of complete the timeline on if the curve coming to here and the curve coming to here. So exactly 2 days from now. So Wednesday, we might see this thing kind of start to taper down. That is very possible. I mean, we do have to realize that this thing has putting in bearish divergence. It does have a lot of volume underneath it. It did just hit a big level that it hasn't been able to get above since it got below that level. I'm talking all the way back here in May. All right. So obviously we will bullishly react if that level gets broken. But right now, you see what this hammer candle did to, kind of red dot bullish sell-off, bearish sell-off did right there, right? I mean, from top to bottom, from here to here, that was a 22% move down the hill. Unfortunately, it did just put in a slightly lower high. That's kind of a dead giveaway. And this big hammer candle right here, also a dead giveaway. If you want to use this kind of level, kind of the top of the shoulders as an alarm to short at $1.15, feel free to do that. And in the event that alarm goes off, I would use the top of the head level at $1.01, $1.02 as the target. In the event it comes down, sets this off, there's your trade. And then I would, that's an 11.5% move. So that's certainly something worth looking at. So your big alarms here are $1.31. And remember, the target was based off of the measured move on the inverse head and shoulders, wherever that was. But that's in the event that breaks. And then we have $1.15 and $1.01 levels to react to. I mean, I don't hate the idea of shorting it now, to be honest with you. I don't hate it. I don't hate the idea. But I would rather wait, guys. And this is the thing, like trading is all discipline, man. Trading's all discipline. You can look at a chart and say, oh yeah, I feel good shorting it right here, right now. Or you could. And what I like to do is, and by that, I have always done better reacting to the levels I set rather than jumping in a trade because this one candle looks good. Even if I'm giving away 2 or 3%, 4%, because I'm making it come to the level I want it to come to, I would rather do that than jump in blind. And that's all discipline. That's all discipline. And, I might be right, might be wrong, but I would rather be careful because this is about consistency, guys. It's all about consistency. Someone wanted to see Pyth, and then I will call it a day. I did have other charts, but I can save some for tomorrow. I will be live streaming tomorrow, as mentioned on the earlier in the show. But as I did start the show off by saying, I am going to consensus. Oh God, why did I say consent? Going to permissionless. These names, man, they blur together. Going to see permissionless conference in Salt Lake City. If you're there, make sure you come over and say hello. This is for Karate Combat 50. Really excited to be there. It will be my first Karate Combat event as a media partner with them. So big shout out to Karate Combat, an official sponsor of this channel you're watching right now. A lot of much love to them. Could not be more excited to go to Salt Lake City. I went to Salt Lake City, I think, for the book tour, but I didn't really get to be there. So it's cool. Jada and I are going to be there for a couple of days, make some content and stuff like that. We will be leaving, I believe, sometime on Wednesday. We will not be live streaming Wednesday. And so today and tomorrow are the main live streams for this week. I do have other pre-recorded content, portfolio builds, a Sui price prediction, a really good interview with my buddy Jacob, and a couple other videos coming down the pipeline as well. So make sure you stick around for that. And I might do 4 charts 4 minutes today, since I didn't get to go through all the charts I wanted to on the show, because I got a couple trades that are in my back pocket that I'll certainly give. One of them I'm just giving to the Telegram group. And honestly, that's the one I'm most confident about. But there's a couple other trades that I think are still going to pop off if we properly react to the alarms. And I think I'm going to do a 4 chart 4 minute later today for that. And I also do have a space with Mario Nafal today at 4:30 as well. So make sure you keep that in mind. So let's do a quick breakdown of this Pyth chart, and we will call it a day here. Shout out to Skittles McFly, man. Much love to you. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, and of course, everybody, if you live in Florida, take whatever measures you have to. Be safe. They are telling people to evacuate Tampa. The highways are blocked. It's not good, man. And I hate to see this stuff. And, yeah, if anyone needs to sleep on our couch, let us know. But honestly, you're not invited. You're not sleeping on my fucking couch. But I will buy you a hotel room. Okay. All right. I'm kidding. It depends. All right. So Pyth, right? So, not that. This. Not that. This. All right. So big overhead right here. Good to see local uptrend. Okay. And then this also aligns here, I think. So we are going to have some alarms that are forced to go off here pretty soon. We're talking level 1, 0.408, level 2, 0.384, and then this little uptrend would certainly be worth alarming right here. And then also, even if you kind of pull this over like that, in the event this uptrend was to break, you could target this for your trade. That's in the event it goes down. What we need to realize about this coin is the tokenomics, because this started sell-off happened when I think the tokenomics were unlocked like here or even over here. And that was when the supply more than doubled. So understand Pyth's $1.15 target, the market cap has to be twice as big here as it was here. All right. So you have to be aware of that. It's going to move slower than it did before. But with that in mind, let's still look at kind of the strength here. Pull a fib from the swing low and see, funny enough, that first level that we drew is very close to the 786. So I would say, even going exactly from the 786 at 0.424, or even using the level I gave you at, basically just over 40 cents. Basically, if you see Pyth get to above 43 cents, that is a really good thing, because then it kind of opens it up to the 618, which is a 34% move up the hill. So, I would obviously be ready to react to the loss of this trend line, use this trend line as a short, or even, previous SR with its head hanging off back here at 28 cents. Don't think it will get that bloody. This trend line will probably come in and save it before that one comes into play. But really, you're looking for it to get above 40. If you see Pyth get above 42.5 cents, it's in the clear, because that will have cleared the previous high, and that will be putting it in between the 786 and the 618. And I would certainly, if it gets above 42.5 cents, I'm in, because I don't know if it's going to go all the way back up, but I certainly think it could get to like 60 cents for like a quicker play. I mean, Pyth could go way past this. I mean, I'm not saying Pyth is 100% not going to go up here. It very well could, but you just have to understand the environment, and the environment is that the supply, let's say the supply was 5 here. Well, now the supply is 10, and the market cap has to double. So be very aware of that. Amazing. That's where I'm at with Pyth. I'm holding a little bit of it, to be honest, but it's, with all the Sui and bit tensors going on, man, it's been hard to focus on coins that aren't pumping, especially for like what I'm targeting for hodl bags. I've been pretty good at jumping into things as they start to run. But certainly, guys, and if you want to, join my Telegram group, guys, we've been trading really well over there. I could not be more proud of my traders, the Groggers. Shout out to Grogger Nation. If you want to join, send me an email to ajalphagroup@gmail.com. I got a lot of stuff going on there. And I also did talk to the team with Gareth and everything. There will be a discount code for my trading course for Telegram traders, which is really awesome for you guys. I do want to check my phone here really fast. I don't know if there's been an update on what's happening. Nothing yet. Damn, I am so anxious right now. Time has been going by so slow. It's just been creeping, because I don't think that was them though. It was a scam likely number. So yeah, I cannot wait for what I'm about to go pick up, but it's just time takes time. Someone says, I need Market Cipher so bad. Well, I did ask Flopping Groper for my codes. I forgot to get them last month, so I'm getting four. I gave one to Jacob, who did the show with me, so he got one. So there will be 3 1-year codes for Market Cipher that you could win if you're in the Telegram group. And there was like a giveaway for 2 of them, and I haven't decided the winners of that yet. I haven't found a random way to pick those names, but basically I'm just going to see who really needs them the most, and those people will probably get them. But yeah, so if you want a chance to get a 1-year Market Cipher subscription, head over to the Telegram group. So y'all rock. I'm going to head out of here. Over 120 people on YouTube, almost 300 people on Twitter. Man, this is crazy. You guys rock. Thanks for being here. Make sure you smash the like button on your way out the door. Subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for videos coming out this week. We'll be live streaming tomorrow. I will have to make time for the members only while I'm in Salt Lake City. We will figure that out as the week progresses. But that's all I got today. Get rich or get wrecked.